Hello everybody, Iain Robson here, and welcome to the edition of Hard Working. Alright, look at what's going on today. If you recall from the previous episode, we were working away on... There we go. Wasn't sure if I had the parking brake on or not. We were working away on the field over to our right there. And we have our field fully harvested now. So now it's all been cut down with that John Deere Moco that we picked up a while back. So now we have to rake it all up. So originally what we did last time is we used the Big M, I think it is. We used the Big M. And some people really love that thing, some people really hate it. There we go. Anyhow, so what we're going to do is going to get this lined up. Let's go ahead and unfold. Do a bit of a U-turn here, right in the middle of the road. Luckily nobody's coming. Perfect. So that should be... I could probably just do... Is 3 going to be enough? Just. Anyways, so we need to get this raked up together here. So that'll allow us to bring out the forage harvester and turn it into forage. Well, turn it into chaff. That's what we're going to go ahead and do in a moment here. And we need to go ahead and get this done. So, anyways, I think what we're going to try and do, I think we're going to use the Crone, just the regular Crone one this time around, because we used the Beast pack last time. So change it up this time. We could bale this, I suppose, too. I'm not a huge baling type person, but some people really love it. At least in this game, I don't mind baling, but like, you know, after you bale, I'm not a big fan of how you have to deal with them. So I think that's the reason why I generally don't bale. I'm not doing a very good job of getting the other windrow there. Jeez. Guess I should stay on the right-hand side of this thing. These are the reasons why I use Courseplay. Or, I suppose in this case, GPS mod will work really well as well. So, either or. But, this time I figured I would just do it by myself. Although you can definitely tell because I'm missing a whole bunch. Alright. Let's make a turn. There we go. Now is this going to be good? Looks like it. Perfect. So let's just straddle this particular windrow. Nice. It's funny, sometimes you can do this really easily, other times not so easily. It's really strange how it changes depending on which vehicle you're using sometimes, or how, I don't know, for me I've discovered it's for how I have my steering wheel set up actually, which is kind of strange. So if I have greater amount of force being, so the center spring, let's say, if I put it that stronger, it makes it easier for whatever reason, just because it keeps it straighter without me having to touch the steering wheel nearly as much. But I suppose you could do the old-fashioned way and just look at something off in the distance and see what's out there, so always have that option. That's always a possibility. It's not too bad. I've seen worse. I've done worse, I'm sure, as well. Ah, well. Went to the dentist today. That's always fun. One of those things that people just, you know, you have to do and you just don't like doing it. It's different for everybody. I don't mind the dentist so much. Some people really dislike it. Like, you know, it's the sound of, I don't know, drills, let's say, or something like that. And that's the reason why they don't like it. Or, you know, some other reason. Alright, there we go. Let's make a turn. Try and avoid the bush. There we go. That should be good if I stay on this side. There we go. I have to stay to the right. If I don't stay to the right, then we're going to miss that little bit over there. Yeah, but we're good, as long as we stay on this side. Anyhow, yeah, I went to the dentist. Thankfully it wasn't too bad. You know, sometimes it's for like a root canal or something crazy like that, and other times it's for Just a checkup. Luckily for me, this time was just a checkup. Not too bad. Thankfully, at least. I have had worse scenarios. I remember the first time I went to the dentist in a long time. I had to get my wisdom teeth taken out. Oh my goodness. That had to be like one of the worst things that ever happened. Well, not the worst thing. But it was not very nice, let's just say that. I had to get them all done up. It was, how many? I had all 4 teeth were impacted, which means they're all like butted up against each other. Made for an unpleasant scenario, so I kept getting headaches all the time. Oh, it's terrible. Thankfully, I figured that's what it was in the end, and I realized that's what I needed to change. So I went and got my wisdom teeth taken care of, and then after that, it was perfectly fine. But I just kept going to the dentist after that to try and avoid a situation like that again. Are we gonna be able to make this turn? Barely. Here we go. What we'll do is we'll come back after, probably. We'll come back after and we'll just clean up the ends there, and that'll probably help us. It'll probably help us finish off. Well, clean up anything that we miss in the ends, because inevitably you're going to miss something. You always do, unless you're really good at it. I don't know. I don't normally windrow myself. I tend to get Courseplay to do it, or I could. Well, I guess I do it with the GPS mod from time to time, but it's not a normal thing, you know. Just once in a while, and you get it rocking, and I don't know. It just depends on the activity. For me, I don't mind this aspect, but for whatever reason, I really like harvesting. That's what I like. So I could be in the harvester all day. It seems like in the game without a problem, and just roll on through. I don't know. Everyone loves a specific activity in the game, no matter what the game is, really. Whether it's Farm Sim or Car Mechanic Simulator, I guess, or if it's a Euro Truck. Well, some games you're kind of limited to what you can actually do. Like Euro Truck, you can only really haul you can only haul stuff, but I guess depending on the type of stuff you like to haul. Like, I don't particularly like to haul the heavy stuff, the heavy, long stuff. Well, the heavy stuff doesn't bother me so much as the long stuff does, because I tend to use American trucks, and American trucks and long stuff don't work very well when it comes to Euro Truck Simulator, unfortunately, because they're meant for Euro trucks, European trucks, not for American trucks. So you can definitely notice the difference when you're driving around, because you're like, oh, wait a minute, that's supposed to be a little bit easier than that, and it's not. And now that's because you're driving a big American truck in a European scenario, so well. Alright, looks like we got a lot more than I thought we did. Jeez. It's one of those things where you don't realize how much you actually have, and then you go ahead and take a look and go for it, and you're like, oh, wait a minute, that's a lot more than I thought we were gonna have. So anyway, so what I'll do is I will continue doing this off camera for a bit, and I'll come back when it's about done. See you in a sec. Just finishing up the last little bit here. Thought I'd bring you guys back. As you can see, we have the field done. We're almost done. I think I forgot the top part, actually, but that's fine. We'll just leave it there for the time being. And then we'll bust out the crone. I guess if I had the New Holland DLC, I would use that, but I don't. C'est la vie. I still think it's a bit expensive for what you get, but some people still got it. I don't know. It seems like Giants is doing, like, you know, they're testing the waters with these different types of DLCs. Like the IT Runner, for example, was one that came out a while back, and people were kind of like, not so sure about that one. And they showed Giants that maybe it wasn't the best choice, and they showed that with, of course, their wallets. They just said, yes, we'll buy it, no, we won't. And that basically solved the problem, because a lot of people are like, yeah, it's either good or either it's bad. So it I don't know, it spoke to them, let's say. So perhaps with this recent DLC the same thing will happen. I don't know, but they probably not I don't think if they will in this case, because what happened was they released a free DLC at the same time. So I don't think they're going to do anything special in this scenario, so we'll see what happens. Big news came out this weekend, actually. well, maybe not this weekend, but recently, in the video game / Let's Play world, PewDiePie, I think that's how you say, is it PewDiePie? Yeah, I think that's what it is. Anyways, his earnings came out in a Swedish newspaper, and it just went across the internet like wildfire. It was pretty crazy, actually. He made, I think it was something like $7 million, something like that, from YouTube and other things, I suppose, in the last year, which is pretty crazy when you think about it. When you think about that, someone can make that much from YouTube. That's just blows my mind away. Interestingly enough, though, he doesn't talk about it much, but I generally don't like the way he does stuff, and that's just my personal opinion, and I just don't watch it. That's how it works for me. But I did watch his most recent video about, he was talking about, let's see if we can fit this in here. He was talking about like how people talk, how he was basically reflecting on the news. It was really interesting because he was, you know, a lot more down to earth than he would normally be. So it was very interesting to see. What am I looking for here? A trailer, right? He was very down to earth, so that was very interesting to see how he went about it. How are we gonna do this? Let's see here. I don't even know if I have enough money to. Let's see. Apparently, if you hide the HUD, that also hides your PDA. We do not have much, and we have. I forget the reason why we lost money. I think it was due to that mod that we had before. Yes, we have definitely lost money now. Let's go in here for a quick sec. What do we have that we don't need right now? We could get rid of that stuff, actually. How many cows do we have? 58. We could sell, I don't know, let's say 4 cows. Yes. 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Because we don't need very much. Let's go into the categories. We'll go into the Chrome. Of course I don't have money to buy it. What am I doing? We'll rent it for, can we do it for 2 hours? Barely. Rent that for 2 hours, and then we will get the Crone Easy Flow head, and we'll rent that for 2 hours as well. Perfect. And what we'll do is we'll use our truck to unload the chaff into. I don't normally do this, but in this scenario I really don't have much of a choice. I think I have, let's see, F2, mow, forage, unload, forage. So that should be the right one. So let's put him in the right mode here. And we'll just set him on his way. I think I can do it like this. And let's reset that crone, or have them deliver, I should say. Like so. Perfect. And let's get it fired up here. I don't know why. I just think this is one of the coolest mods. When I did this last time with the Beast Pack, one person was, oops, wasn't paying attention there. One person mentioned they didn't like it because it wasn't realistic, which is true. I actually looked it up after. I'm like, for some reason I thought it existed, but it actually doesn't, which I was pretty surprised about. I was like, oh, it doesn't exist, not at all. So it was kind of interesting to see, or to actually make note of that, because it actually does not exist. Detach, lower, fold. We'll go up to the top, because I'm pretty sure that's where the truck is, up there. We'll go up there, and we'll let this guy get rolling. The one thing I have to be careful about is we don't want him to drive all over our sugar beets that are planted there. Now in this case, with a coarse pipe worker, of course, doesn't make a difference, but we'll try and avoid it if we can. As you can see, that's where I drove onto the field briefly by accident. It's funny, some people just don't realize how it works sometimes. They just don't realize that if I do this is gonna cause a problem. Whoop. Making too much noise here. Alright, so that guy's probably coming up. As you can see, I missed the other side here. Let's see if he actually is he gonna swing by here? We're gonna see in a second. I guess I'm gonna have to bring this up because he's gonna be like, where's the driver? Is he gonna recognize him? This is always the funny part, seeing if it'll actually recognize him or not. No combine in reach. Oh, but there is. There it goes. Now the question is he gonna get himself stuck? Hopefully not. Let's see what sides which side he decides to come on. It's interesting because what happens a lot of the time is I don't know how that would work. Let's go inside here again. There we go. I don't know how they would do this. What would be the best way to do this in real life? Of course, sometimes you do have trucks on the. Sometimes you do have trucks on the field. I know I've asked this question more than once, and some people have said that yes, indeed, you do have a truck on the field to do silage from time to time. I don't know if it's a semi-truck like this. So I guess it really depends on the soil type and how fast you need to get it off, I suppose. Is another scenario, but it's a little bit of everything, really. I don't know, this always seems like the most, I wouldn't say natural is the wrong word, but it seems like the most straightforward way of making, actually, there's even more straightforward. I guess I could just rent this and use the other header as well, the one that just cuts automatically. That could be the other way of going about it, really. It's like basically just a mower. Could be the other way to do it. So as you can see, if you look in the bottom right hand corner, there'll be a little icon that says 34%, and that is actually the percentage of the truck. Oh, we're good. Wasn't sure. That's the percentage of the truck, or how full the truck is. I wonder if this is going to work in this mode too. Oh, it does. That's awesome. Never tried that before. I've tried it with just a regular combine, but never with one of these, so that's really nifty. One of these days, there's actually a Forge Day going on today, and I didn't realize it. It's in, I forget where it is in Ontario, Elmira, Ontario, maybe, or something like that. Anyways, there's a Forge Day, and I was like, oh, that would have been really cool to see. They had demonstrations and everything, but maybe next year. I just didn't know about it in time, or else I would have gone and checked. Well, made an effort to try and check it out, but unfortunately today I had a dentist appointment, so couldn't have got around to doing that. But maybe next time. I know there is a show. Whoops, this is what happens when you lose concentration. I know there's a show, the Outdoor Farm Show, which is one of the biggest ones we have in Ontario. I think it's in Woodstock, I want to say. I'm not sure. Somewhere around there. And that's one of the biggest ones you can go to in Ontario, at least. There we go. The truck will catch up. There he is. If I were to try and drive the truck, I'd have a lot harder time, I think. For whatever reason, I can drive on this without a problem, but whenever I try to unload one of these things, I haven't practiced much at that yet, for whatever reason. I guess it really depends on the type of trailer slash truck slash tractor. I guess it's easier now with the new drive control, because technically, so if I go, is it shift? Yeah, it's shift. Yeah, it won't let me do it this way. Yeah, it doesn't do anything for this style, but if I were driving the truck, I could do it so the truck stopped at 100%. But this thing, you just, give it the beans, so to speak, and just keep going until the truck's full, I should say, sorry. Which is almost full. 95% coming up. That was only 2 windrows, which is pretty awesome. If we're lucky, we'll be able to get 100% by the end of this windrow. That's awesome. What we're going to do is we're going to go to the top of the windrow here, just because it'll be easier for the truck to pick us up. Otherwise I really wouldn't do it, but just in this particular scenario it just makes it easier for the truck because it's on course play. Because we all know course play doesn't always do what we want it to do. It does do, so actually we'll do right here, because I missed this little spot right here. And we'll just wait here for the big truck to do its thing. I'll be back when the truck is back. And we're back. Whoops. Let me just turn on the harvester first. That would probably help a lot. There we go. Alright. Yeah, I don't know why. This is probably one of my favorite ways to make silage. I used to do it all the time with the ProTech forage harvester from NI Modding. Who, those people who remember NI Modding, they partnered with EuroDZN because NI Modding had a few problems with one of their members actually died. For those people who remember that. So because of that, they partnered with EuroDZN to make it a bit easier for themselves to try and, you know, bridge the gap a little bit. Because of course, you know, when anybody dies, let alone a member of a modding crew, it's never fun. So, anyways, moving on to a better topic of conversation. Sheesh. And it comes up once in a while. You can't get away from it, right? Anyways, it'd be cool to see one of these things in action one of these days. If I can get out to the outdoor farm show, this would be really cool to check out, to see how it works and see how it. There we go. To see how it works in action in real life as opposed to what I see here. Not quite full yet. I don't know. One of these days. One of these days. If I'm lucky this time around, I'll be around for the soybean harvest. We'll see if I'm around for that. It's not certain yet, but last few years I've been almost around for it, I guess. There we go. Let's get that. Perfect. He's not quite full yet. But yeah, hopefully I'll be around for that, but I don't know for sure. I'll try, if I am around for any kind of harvest, I'll try and get some video of it. No guarantees though. Remember, I don't live in a farm, so that kind of makes it a bit more difficult to actually you know, record some farm-related gameplay, or farm gameplay. What am I talking about? Real farm stuff, because I don't live in a farm, of course. So. But it would be nice one of these days. I'm hoping to move back to my hometown at some point in the near future. Would be fantastic. I'd love to be able to live closer to the family. Maybe be on the farm a lot more. We'll see. Only if the things work out my way, really. Because you know how it goes. Sometimes you want to do something, but life throws you a curveball, so to speak. So we'll see what happens. Maybe you guys can help. Who knows? Alright, let's get that. Guess it really didn't make a difference if I got this little end parts here or not. Alright, let's get that little bit there. Perfect. I don't know, this probably isn't the most efficient way to do this, but just makes it easy because he always stays on the right hand side. Actually, the really cool thing is, here, watch this. And as I turn her away, it's really cool. It's really fun to watch the truck kind of follow you. I realized. Anyways, not the nicest thing to do, but it's interesting to watch. See? Anyways, I noticed that as I was doing it before, as I was doing it off camera, but I guess it was off camera just before I started recording. I just realized that that's the way it worked, and I was like, oh, that's kind of funny. That'd be kind of interesting to see how that works in that particular mode. So, alright, how full is he? He's getting pretty full, I imagine. Ideally, you'd have two trucks running back and forth, so you'd never actually stop, but of course, we don't have that much money laying about at the moment, so we'll have to deal with what we have at the moment. So, Oh, there he goes. Once again, he's done for that. Guess we can turn this guy off. Let's leave him idling there. And this guy's got 75,000 liters. If I come over to, I think it's over around the corner here. I imagine that some of it will have fermented already. I think the timeline on this thing's a little too fast. It seems like it should take a little bit longer to ferment. Yeah, so we have, that's not that much, I guess. 1,600 liters of silage already. Off of this side, I do like this silo. It's a really cool, nifty idea, because that's what happens in real life. You can put it in a stave silo like that, and you actually get silage out of it. Although not overnight, of course. So, anyways, I think what we'll do is we'll end the episode there, and we'll come back next episode. And I think what we'll do is, I'll finish the rest of this harvesting off camera because you've seen it before. And the next episode we'll come back, and I think we need to harvest some corn. I think it's the next thing we got to do. Anyways, until next time, folks, my name's Iain Robson. This has been another episode of Farming Simulator 2015 on Hard Working. And if you enjoyed yourself, why don't you go ahead and hit that share button? I'd really appreciate that. I'll catch you guys later.